Hello everyone, welcome back to the set share instructional videos. This is going to be a little more interesting as before. This is going to be the basic description of the moderator interface. So I came back to my Chrome browser and I'm going to log in with a Google account of mine, which has moderator rights. So as you can see with the Google login, I only click on my name and I'm immediately taken to the lobby, and the lobby has all the rooms that I'm a member of. We're going to use test one room today, and previously there was only this join button. There are three more buttons here. The manage participant, all of these three buttons actually have the same meaning inside the room, but you can do these functions without entering the room. In the manage participants, you can kick somebody out of the room. You can see the users of the room, and you can see here that those guys, myself and this guy with the sword, that means those are the moderators. So this room has 2 moderators and 5 more clients. With this button I can create an invite, and with this button I can work with the streams. We're going to look into those later. And up here we have one more extra button, which is the Operations Center, which we're going to get into in a different video. So I'm just joining this room, and it's the same room as we used before. It's just I have more buttons down here, and I have more functions under the names, and I also have little function buttons under my camera, or if somebody else's camera gonna come up. So these buttons are the same as for an average user, and these buttons are the same as for an average user. These orange ones are new, and I'm going to start with this one. It says edit layout. If I click onto this, all the windows will have an orange border, and they have little control interfaces in their corners. So on the top left of each of them, there is a control point to move them. So when I'm doing this, I can move it anywhere on my screen. If I'm doing this, it is immediately refreshing for everybody else, so I can immediately change for anybody. If I use this corner, it is making it smaller or bigger. So I can make the stream bigger. Maybe put it here, and then put this one here. And in this corner, and it's only available for the users, for the clients, I can make those guys disappear. And then I can make the stream image pretty large. But now I'm covering the other ones, so I can right click on it and it says send to back. And this is the z-axis, as we say, so it's like layers in a Photoshop or something. You can put something in front of the other one, like in front of this name list. Why this is useful, apart from it's being easier to control, is that, for example, if this would be a 235 image from an Alexa, and then the lower third of the image would be black with battery and clip info and all of that down here, which is important for the ACs, but is generally not needed for like producers or creatives or agency people looking at these streams. So you can have one stream like this big, and you can have the other stream or other people's faces covering this unused area, even though it's part of the stream. So this was this edit layout button, and this is where I can set up layouts. I'm going to go into these later, but I'm just going to press this undock button here so I can get my camera image back. I'm going to turn it back on shortly. So you can see that as I'm resizing this window, it is keeping the aspect ratio. So I can make the image look weird. I can break the aspect ratio. It is trying to keep up with my commands and making it as much as possible to fit into that window I'm drawing. It'll take me off from here, sorry. And if I'm satisfied with this layout, I can leave it like this. I can also move around my chat box, or I can move around my list of the people who are logged in. I can also right click on it and say hidden, in which case there will be a new button here which is going to say show chat. So if I say hidden, it is not visible for anybody now, which is useful if you want to make an image very big, a camera image very big. I can also make it only visible for moderators. Then it's got a red border, or it's visible for all users, then it's got an orange border. So normally we would leave these on because people are going to use it. But sometimes the director would say, just make the image as big as possible. I don't want to see all of the other things around. So this is the way to do it. And as you can see, if I make this smaller, I'll have a little scroll bar here in the corner. Okay, so if I turn this edit layout off, I'm gonna go my gray area corners back, or my gray borders back, and this is exactly as the clients are seeing it now. I can make this disappear. Then this is my useful area. Now, normally one of these layouts are not enough. So we have a layout management button here. So I've set this layout up as my general round layout. I'm going to put several people out here. So it's going to have like my main camera. It's going to have my witness cam. It's going to have several people talking here. So I've set it up nicely. But now they say, okay, while we're rolling, I don't want to see all of these guys down here, says the director. Can you make that quickly disappear and make them reappear when we're not shooting? So this is where layout management comes useful. You can save several layouts, as many as you want. There is only one that's needed here, the currently set up. And if you click onto it, it immediately changes for everybody. So this is like my main control of what my clients are seeing. This is the default setup I just made, and I have an ACAM only here, and I can go into here and say, okay, I don't want this, so let's hide this. Let's make this pretty small. And then I can have one big camera image here. And witness cam only is maybe useful if like the camera is taken off the dolly and they're moving the set around, so it's not really necessary to show the like out of focus camera image or a bad camera image. And I can switch to my witness cam, which is giving the wide angle shot of the set, just to keep just to give an idea for the viewers what they're seeing. So there are several buttons here. The last one is erasing that particular setup. This one is renaming it, so I can call it like basic all setup. This is ACAM only, this is witness cam only. I can duplicate this layout, so if I set this up nicely, I can make a copy of it and maybe move it around with other people's. And then, as you can see now, it's exactly the same. And now I can show you that I can just easily delete it. It asks me a question, but then it's just gone. This button here, it says visible streams. So for example, on ACAM only, I don't want the other two camera streams here. I want them disappear, so I go into here and I deselect the B cam and the witness cam, otherwise they would be disrupting the image here. Same goes into the witness cam. I select it so you can see it. It's only the witness cam that is visible, and the other two is not. They're actually hidden back here somewhere, but it's better if I turn them off. The visible drawing areas and mobile devices stuff will come later, so we're not getting into those. The important idea here to learn is that you can have several layouts, and if you switch here, it is switching for everybody. At this point, I'm going to get into the little icons under the names, which are also doubled here because it's connected to here. So there is a little button here which is called Change Layout. It's the same button as here with the layout management, and it also visible when I go onto somebody's face. This is where I can select somebody to have a specific layout. So let's say I'm going to show this to everybody, and then for example my DP, let's make Attila our DP here, he's saying, okay, I don't want to see all of these guys here, just show me the A camera. So I've created an A camera only layout here, and I say change layout, A cam only. It's maybe easier here. Again, change layout, A cam only, or change layout, witness cam only, change layout, basic. Now I change him to A cam only, and I change everybody to witness cam. Then even Attila is changed. So this one here, let's make him disappear. This one here overwrites it. So if I want to switch to somebody specifically, I have to remember if I do a global change of the layout, everybody else is going to be overwritten. There is another way to do this. If I don't want somebody to overwritten, I'll show that later. I've already used this button here, but we haven't talked about it. It's the same button as here in the corner. So if I make somebody disappear, I can make them come back with the dock undock button. This is, as we talked about this in the client interface video, is that now you can see I have my main camera here, I have a witness cam here, maybe a second camera, and I only had space for 3 people up here. That's usually enough. You can have like a director, a main producer, or somebody from the agency here, but still you can have 20-30 people logged in. You don't want them all on this screen. They're just taking up valuable real estate. Normally they don't want to be seen. They just shut their camera off. But maybe sometimes they have something to add to the conversation. So for that short while, you can turn them on. You can put them somewhere, and then they can have their discussion with the director, for example. And then after they had this discussion, they can disappear. And the system remembers where they were, so it comes back to that exact point.